is limited and what they do has sucks.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Sattvic Serenity podcast. Today's podcast, we are going to talk about one very important aspect of what we call as mindfulness practice. When we are in this mindfulness practice, we say be in the moment. Why do we say that? Today, let us look at one example. Let's say you are asked to be on a specific diet, whether you are in a weight loss regime or whether you have allergies, you want to do something. Let's say you are on that specific regime. Every day, if you are asked to eat the same food for 10 years, how will you feel? You will feel this is impossible for me. I cannot do this. Let me not do this. In the mindfulness arena, the biggest uh, takeaway for us is when we practice mindfulness, everything is new. Everything is new for us. Every single incident is new. Every single thing that happens to us is new. It is not the same because we connect every incident with something else. It looks like something is not new. Mindfulness essentially teaches us not to connect two incidents and make it say, oh, this is exactly like the other one. For instance, let's say you're asked to eat the same food every day. We'll go back to that first example. You'll be like, oh, even if it is just you love sandwich, you love cheese sandwich, let's say, and you're given the diet. Okay, for the next 10 days, lunch, breakfast, dinner, snacks, everything you're going to eat only this cheese sandwich. How will you feel? What will be your first reaction? Your first reaction might be, this is not a good deal. I don't want this deal. This is too boring. This is too repetitive. But the truth is, from the mindfulness perspective, the cheese sandwich you eat in the morning is different from the cheese sandwich you eat for dinner. Why? You may introduce some changes. You may eat one with soup. You may eat one with just like that. You may eat one as open sandwich. You may eat one with, sprinkle some vegetables along with it. So many variations you think of to that theme. Suddenly you become creative. Suddenly you say, oh, there are 100 ways I can eat a cheese sandwich. That is what mindfulness does. That is how mindfulness operates. Which is why we have to remember each and every experience that we go through is independent in its own right. If you were drinking water yesterday and the water you're drinking today, they're two completely different incidents. Just like the food you ate yesterday, the food you will eat again tomorrow, or the food you're eating now, all these are different experiences. We cannot eat the same food every day. We cannot drink the same water every day because there is newness in everything. We live our life completely in a fully enriched manner only when we decide that we are going to be in our mindful space. We are going to be fully conscious of all our actions. We are going to make everything that happens to us to be in the moment. There is no difference between what happens to you now and what happens to you later if you connect the two incidents. For example, let's say when you were young, somebody gave you tea. You like tea because it had milk and it had sugar and you feel nice taking it. The unfortunate thing about the tea was it was very hot. You drank tea and it scalded your tongue or probably your lips or something. It made you feel very hot. You remember that incident. So next time somebody offers you tea, you feel, oh, tea, it's going to scald my mouth. My tongue will, swell. I will get all these reactions because of that. The truth is, the tea you drank when you were young and the tea that you're going to get now to drink are two different things. They're two different teas. They're in two different times. They're made by two different people. You're taking tea for two different occasions. But that memory has lingered in you and it is now causing you to not drink tea anymore. With mindfulness practice, you can gradually drop this habit of connecting something to the past, something that happened in the past. Constantly you go on connecting any incident that is happening to you now with what happened in the past. If you were angry at that time, you continue to be angry because the juice from the past or the memory of the past is already coming and it is sitting in the present moment. Your present moment is lost. What you could build from it is lost. How you could cherish that moment is lost. I have a friend whose grandmother always used to tell, before you speak, think. After you speak, honor. Be mindful of both. Before you speak, think, should I say this? Is this something that I'm carrying from the past? Am I being nice to this person? When we say nice, it means, am I hosting my incompletion on this person? Am I bringing my childhood anger on this person? Before you speak, think. But after you have spoken, honor them. Honor the words you gave. So it is very important for us to constantly be in the space where we are creating new possibilities for ourselves. And that is only possible when we are in that mindful framework, mindfulness. We need to be completely in that mindful frame. Now, life is happening to me now. Let me embrace what life is bringing to me now. When you do that, you will experience newness in life. You will not feel cheated by a memory or the words that you're using, or you will not be influenced by anything that is happening in your life. You will feel so powerful because you're completely independent and you're completely unattached. Every single thing that's happening in our life is completely unconnected. Life is beautiful because it is new. Life is beautiful because you can refresh it every second. Life is beautiful because it gives us so many opportunities to go on creating what we want from this space of mindfulness. We go on creating what we want. We go on creating what we want from this space of intense mindfulness. Always embrace this mindfulness. Always be in that space of powerfulness. Always ask yourself, how can I do better to be in the present moment? Let me be in the present moment. If it is uncomfortable, let me acknowledge that I am feeling uncomfortable now. If old memories are coming up, let me acknowledge that old memories are coming up now and they are influencing and disturbing my thought. The more we become aware of this, the more smoother our life becomes. Think about this, because we are born to be free, independent beings. How do we know that? We know that because we are continuously, constantly, we are moving forward in our life. We don't move backward in our life. There are creatures who lose their capabilities as they grow older. As humans, we grow our capabilities as we grow older. What was so big, learning to stand, learning to walk, was so big. It was a huge achievement when we were small. But as we grow, as we mature, as we are in the moment, we embrace all these things. We continuously embrace all these things. So, our message today for this week is to continuously consider every single happening in our lives as unconnected and not label it as same. It is not the same. They are not the same. Being in that moment and having that joy, saying, yes, this is what I want. This is what is happening to me. Sometimes it's not what you want, but you are still in that awareness and you're saying, this is what is happening to me. Let me look at this. Let me not connect this with, oh, in 1920, this happened to me. We don't connect. We don't do that. So let us be in that space of the moment. Whatever is happening to me now, let me take a deep breath and let me enjoy it. Let's take a deep breath. Let's hold it as long as possible and release it as gently as possible. Let's do it once again. As you release it, whatever thought comes to your mind, oh, whether it is positive, whether it is negative, whether it is saying, oh, I feel so calm now, whatever it is, decide you're not going to pursue it. What does it mean? You're not going to label it as good or bad. You're not going to say, I'm going to continue to work on this. You're not going to say any of those things. You're just going to say, this moment has brought this gift to me. Let me accept this with mindfulness and awareness. Let me break this habit of constantly going to the past and pulling all the things into the present and not being even able to enjoy the present moment. Not only did I lose my past moment, I'm also not able to enjoy my present moment. We can do it. We can do it. It is just a habit. Let us do it. This whole week, let us continuously practice. Anything that comes to us, let us treat it as a gift. As you experience this week, go into this discussion and write your experience in the chat. We read all these experiences. And the best thing is to know more about this mindfulness, to know more about this consciousness-based techniques. We have 2 free-day workshops. 2-day free workshops. 2 hours each day on the weekend. It's 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time on Saturday and Sunday next week. Please register. Go to our website, sattvicmethodcompany.com. The link is posted in the description. Please join us and you will be able to experience the wonderful, most wonderful feeling of being given the tools so you can constantly be in that space, constantly be inspired, and constantly work to your best potential. Thank you. I will see you next weekend in our class. Bye.